guys, thanks so much for clicking on my channel. Well, all smiles over here. I am with Sanja, like asking a question. Will Sanja help you keep a smile for today? And hopefully the answer is yes, you guys. I'm gonna try not to keep it long, but y'all already know. If it gets good, I'm gonna keep on talking. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. To go to next today is don't give up. It's only for a season. But before I get to running my mouth, let's go ahead and do what shake of this manifestation jar. Then we're gonna talk about it, okay? Let's see. And I pulled out one, and that one says what? New car. Congratulations. Listen, y'all. Don't give up. It's only for a season. And I'm gonna try my best to get this out right, y'all, because I can hear it all up in here. I can hear the whole message up in here. So I'm gonna see if I can get it out right. Listen. When you're in a hardship, trial, tribulation, whatever you want to call it, a problem, you got to make sure you align and connected, okay? Because when you're aligned and connected, you understand that what you're in is only for a season. And while you're aligned and connected, your mind is in the right space, which means your mental is on point. You're thinking positive, you're thinking possible, you know that God got you covered, you know that everything's worked out for you good, you know that the best is yet to come, which means what? You can have a great attitude, which means what? You're growing within that situation. You can still smile and have some laughter and do things the way they're supposed to be done while in that situation. Therefore, what happens? You're only in that situation for a season. And then you move on to the next level, which means what? You've learned the lesson that you needed in that particular hardship. Therefore, you go on to the next level, right? Exactly. Now, this is what happens when you're not all the way aligned and connected. When you're not all the way aligned and connected and you're in that hardship, you end up prolonging your time in that season. And you end up staying there for a long time when you should have just been there for a split second. What am I talking about? Whenever you're in that hardship and God is saying, this is a lesson you're supposed to be learning, but when you're not aligned and connected, you're not learning anything. Why? Because you're expecting the hardship, the problem to change. You're saying, God, change this problem, change this hardship, change this trial, this tribulation. And while you're waiting on God to change it, you just standing still. You ain't doing nothing. You just looking at the problem saying, I'm waiting on it to change. And when it change, I'm going to go to the next level. I'm going to get that manifestation. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. God is going to open the door for me. And God is saying, no, you can't go anywhere until you learn a lesson. God's saying, I can't give you access to the next level until you grow. You have got to be mature enough to be able to operate in the next season of your life. But what we're too busy when we're not aligned and connected, we're too busy looking at the problem saying it's the problem's fault. If the problem wasn't there, then I would be on my next level. I would be happy now if that problem wasn't there. I would be laughing right now if that problem wasn't there. I would be in my new house right now if that problem wasn't there. I would be in my new car right now if that problem wasn't there. I will already be healed if that problem wasn't there. Which means what you're saying, the problem is supposed to change. And God is saying, no. Sometimes it's you that have to change. That's what I learned, y'all. Because I used to be that person that wasn't all the way aligned and connected. So when trials, tribulation, or hardship would come my way, I was saying that when it changed, that's when my change would come. And I would just sit there basically on the log looking at the problem with my physical eyes, hearing the problem with my physical ears, and sensing the problems with all the falsehood of feelings, which means what? The mind, body, and ego was operating because I went bit more aligned and connected. Why? Because I hadn't changed my attitude. I still had worst case scenarios going on in my head. I was still thinking all kind of crazy. I was still thinking that people was against me. Why? Because I was saying the problem is the reason why I hadn't gotten where I'm supposed to be. I'm trying to get it out, y'all. And that's where we find ourselves. And when you find yourself looking at the problem to change, then that's when you stand still in time. As far as what? Not able to get out of that season. Because what you're supposed to be doing in that season, in that learning experience, in that hardship, is growing through it. And the only way you can grow is that if you learn. Just like grade school. You in first grade, you learn all you're supposed to learn, then you grow on and move on to the what? Second grade. Same thing all the way up through college and through life. So if you're expecting God to give you access to the next level of those good goods and yum yums, If you're not changing, then guess what? You're going to be in that season longer than what you're supposed to be. I remember it was once upon a time in my life, I was like, God, I've been in this season for a long time. What's going on? And it wasn't until I learned who I was at core and I started getting aligned and connected. And when I got aligned and connected, I started understanding, I need to change the way I'm thinking in this situation. I need to be on the positive note. I need to know that everything is worked out for my good. I need to be able to put the mind, body, ego into submission. And then when I got to that space, I started growing, started maturing. Then before you know it, God said, access granted. I said, I'm stepping over. Okay, I can go in for real. God, I can go in. Okay, I can go. Do I need to take my shoes off? I ain't even got to take my shoes off. Okay, I'm gonna walk on in. And I started walking through doors that I had never experienced before, that I had never been in before. And I was going in there, going in the doors and getting access to a lot of stuff. Why? Because I changed. I didn't wait on the problem to change. I changed. And when I changed, I matured so much and grew so much. And God said, you ready? Oh, she ready? She ready. So that's why I want to tell y'all, don't give up. This may be a long one. I'm almost at 7 minutes, y'all. That's why I want to tell y'all, don't give up. It's only for a season. But the only way you're not going to give up is if you stay aligned and connected. And when you are aligned and connected, you'll understand that while you're in the situation, problem, trial, tribulation, problem, whatever it is, that you will be growing within it, which means what? You're going to be thinking positive, thinking possible, knowing that God got your covered and whatnot. And you're going to be what? On a good note. Which means what? You ain't going to be treating people nasty. You ain't going to be ignoring people. You're not going to be talking about people bad. You're going to be doing what God has called you to do, be, and have, which means what? Always in a good mood. Yeah, the false little feelings will come around and try to make you sad and depressed a little bit, but you'll be able to shake it off easily. Why? Because you're staying aligned and connected. I'm not saying that the mind, body, ego ain't going to knock on the door and say, let us in. Let us in. We can leave. We got it. We see you struggling. It ain't changed yet. Let us in. Not. We here to rescue, even though we don't know what's really going to happen, but we can try. Let us in. But you won't open that door. Why? Because you're aligned and connected. And because of that, you're going to mature. And God's going to look at you and say, access granted. That's why you can't give up. You can't give up too soon. Stay aligned and connected. Stay aligned and connected. Because let me tell y'all something. I know that there are some individuals, if they wanted to tell you, they'll say, hey, listen, don't give up. Because I gave up on that so-and-so and whatever it was. And now when I look at it and see, I could be over there in that right there. Give you a prime example. There are some people, I'll use married couples, okay? There are some married couples that are going through some crazy stuff right now, okay? They can't seem to get on the same page. And sometimes when you get to that place, and listen, trust me, every marriage has been there, when you don't seem like you get on the right page. And when that time comes within the marriage, that's a trial, that's a tribulation, that's a hardship, that's some turbulence. But when you're not all the way aligned and connected, and you're dealing with that thing, you'll think this marriage was not ordained by God. I married the wrong man. I married the wrong lady. That's what you guys are saying. And what you're doing, you're not growing in it. And so some couples have divorced. They divorced the person that God joined them together, all because they weren't aligned and connected. And now when they look back over it, they see the person that they used to be married to. And that person don't look like nothing that they were when they were together. They're much happier, they're smiling and in a good place, and they're making the money, got the coin going on, they living in a big house, driving the best cars, got the best jobs, and they're happy. They're happy. They have the glow of God on them. Why? Because the glow of God is in them. And now they're looking at them saying, if I had just stuck in there for a little bit longer, if I had just stayed in that and just learned my lesson, and I would have been able to enjoy her, or I'll be able to enjoy him. Because like I said, you don't realize it's just a season. That thing you're in is just seasonal. Don't you throw away your treasures. That's what we do sometimes. When the problem seems like it's just so hard to bear, And it only feel that way because you're not aligned and connected. Because when you're all the way aligned and connected, you ain't bearing nothing. Why? Because God is leading. God is guiding. So it doesn't feel like you're holding the whole world on your shoulder. It feels like God is holding you up. Because that's exactly what's happening. But that's what happens, y'all. People give up too soon. Why? Because they misjudge things. Why? Because the mind, body, and ego is feeding them all that crazy stuff, making them think that this ain't meant to be. You should give up on that journey of that new business because you ain't made no money yet. All right? Go ahead and quit. Who knows? When the next few months you could become a multi-millionaire with just one little stroke of a pen, a phone call, an email that's coming your way, and you give up right then and there. I told you, you can't trust your thinking. You can't trust your thinking when you're not aligned and connected. You cannot trust your thinking when you're not aligned and connected. It have you giving up on things to come. You think you're giving up on things that's right now, but when you give up, you're giving up on things to come, and that's the best. That's what I'm telling y'all, to stick in there, stick in there. And remember this, if you didn't hear anything else that I said today, remember that sometimes the problem, hardship, situation isn't going to change in order for you to get the manifestation or to get to the next level. What's going to have to happen is that you change, which means what? Get and stay aligned and connected. Allow God to lead. That means you're saying, I'm not leaning on my own understanding. I'm not going to lean on my own understanding. God, I'm going to come from that core. God, what's next? What's the lesson that I need to learn in this? And then you'll start growing, like I said. And before you know it, God will say what? Access granted. And you'll begin to step over into that next level, into the new season of things working out for you. Being healed, getting in a new house, getting in a new car. Your business booming, making so much money. Your marriage on point again, right? Or you finally get married, or you have kids, whatever it is. God will say access granted. Because I told you, God is not going to allow you to go over into the next season if you're not ready. That hardship is not going where you're going. You have to make a transition into a new. So when things aren't changing in front of you, then go to yourself and say, it's me that have to change. If that husband's still cutting the food, then look, it's you that have to change. Say, God, how can I change? How can I grow? How can I mature in this situation right here? If your wife still cutting the food, then you ask God, God, how can I change? How can I grow in this? She's not changing, so God, I know it's me. I got to change. I have to change. And what, y'all, it's going to be a long one. I'm almost at 14 minutes. A lot of times, we will like to put the blame and fault on the situation. And it's only because the mind, body, and ego is working. Which means what? You don't want to come across as if you're the reason why. And it has nothing to do with who's the reason why or whose fault it is the reason why the problem is there. The problem, trial, tribulation is there for you to grow. For you to learn the lesson to go to the next. Because I told you, God is not going to give you access if you're not mature enough. If you're not mature enough, He's not going to give it to you. He's not. Just like a parent to a kid. I think I gave you that example before. I'm not going to give my daughter a car if she can't drive. If she don't have her learners. We're not going to get her a car. We're not going to do that. We're not going to put it in her hands. She's not going to have the keys to it. She knows it's there when she wants it. But she's not going to get the keys to go out and drive it. She's going to get to that next level until she get the proper steps in. And that's with us. I'm just telling y'all something that I learned. Because I was one of those ones, I was like, oh, the problem not changed. I'm still waiting on it to change. And I was still asking God, why am I still in this particular situation? Why am I still going through this? And God had to let me know, it's not the problem that has to change, it's you. And that's what you have to do. And you have to swallow your pride, which means what? To put the mind, body, ego into submission. You get to stay aligned and connected. And then you say, change me. I'm ready to grow now. When I grow, I can go. Maybe I should call that for the golden nugget. When I grow, I can go. When you grow, you can go to the next level. You get it? So stop looking at the situation to change. Start focusing on you changing. Making sure you stay aligned and connected. Keeping that mental on point. And rocking out with who you are at core, and that's God. And then just ask God every single day, God, what's next? What's next? What's next? What would you like me to do now? What's the next lesson to learn now? Stay in that mode. Stay in that mode and watch how you'll have access granted, and you'll be going to the next level. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna stop talking because I'm running my mouth. But y'all, I said, oh, this is so good. I better tell them not to give up because this thing is only for a season. But it'll only be for a season when you learn a lesson. Learn a lesson. You'll only be in there for a split second in that season, and you're going to the next season, okay? I hope y'all got this thing. But if y'all didn't get it, I hope y'all do what? Rewind and watch again. But in the meantime, in between time, if you take just a little bit of what I'm telling you and apply to your life to the best of your ability, you won't ever have to mess with smile. Why? Because your smiles will always be genuine. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed, be blessed, stay blessed. Y'all know what? When you grow, you can what? You can go. Maybe that's gonna be, there's gonna be 2 titles. When you grow, you can go. But in the meantime, don't give up. It's only for a season. God got you. Get ready for the next level. But do the work. All right. Y'all know what's coming next. Ciao.